Are we going? Mega time now? I invited Eric Klein out to snow country. He's looking very good on the top, but what the fuck are those? Eric, you have to, that's the part that touches the snow.
I don't own snowshoes, dude. I don't live in a place that necessitates snowshoes.
I live in a place that necessitates snowshoes 1/6 of the year. You need snowshoes.
Just be happy I didn't wear flip-flops. In this episode, we see Mitt Romney eat in an igloo and blast through the snow.
Good morning from Morioka. It's snowy and cold outside, but we are hanging out in our hotel room for a variety of reasons. Number one, the restaurant that I chose for the morning, which has some really fun stuff that we've never had before.
Well, I mean, we've had bread.
We've had bread.
There's things in the bread.
That restaurant, it has all the items for eating, but nowhere for sitting. And along the way, we tried to find some places to sit at a convenience store, but it didn't end up working out. So we're back at our hotel.
And it is way too cold to sit outside in the snow and deal with eating like a sandwich shivering. Yeah. So hotel it is.
The high for today is going to be 4 degrees Celsius. And the low, I think like what we're at right now is somewhere around freezing.
Yeah.
So we made the little trek over there, and then we had to make the trek back to the hotel room. Sadly, we don't get to have any cool backgrounds for now, but we're hanging out in Morioka, and something happened in 2023 where the New York Times gave a nod to Morioka.
As one of the 52 places to visit?
It's just below London. It was number 2. I have stayed in Morioka a couple of times because of my work in the winter, and I never really adventured further out because most of the time I just took it as a rest between 2 tours. I do ski tours. And so I've never really investigated Morioka, and then found out that the New York Times is into it. So we're just going to give a peek to what Morioka has to offer. And we found this little bakery that does kind of hoagies with cream and good stuff on the inside.
They have a huge menu with a ton of different things on it.
Yeah.
And it's a lady with a bunch of buckets of different toppings, and she puts it on really quick for you. And the bread, I guess, is made in-house. It seemed like they probably had baked, but the fact that you can't sit inside and eat is, to me,
kind of
peculiar.
Strange.
And I wondered if maybe it died with COVID and never got back together. You know what I mean? Like it was, what, a COVID casualty?
As big as my hand.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a mitten to just whap you with it.
Some of them are sweet. Which one are you starting with? You're starting with blueberry and yogurt.
Starting with my blueberry cream and yogurt.
Okay, and I am going to start with, this is a, what was it? A egg ham katsu. So, like...
Pop that open for a second. Where's the egg?
I think it's inside of the...
Oh, yeah, you're right. So there's a layer of ham, then there's an egg, and it's been deep fried. I think we got way more of these than we really need.
Yeah, I didn't realize they were going to be this chunky. So anyway, I'm going to bust into the eggs.
So I famously hate blue butter. Blue butter? What's blue butter?
Mm-hmm.
Blueberry. I hate blueberry. But over like the last maybe 2 months, I decided I like it.
Blueberries are good, man. So when she asked us about the creation of this, she asked if I wanted kadashi. Without kadashi, it would have basically nothing going on.
So kadashi
it's a
is
really,
spicy mustard.
It's a really good good choice to have put karashi on it. It's basically just a thin slice of ham, a egg that maybe was fried before, but probably not, and then just battered and deep fried the whole thing. There's not a tremendous amount going on, and I don't think, even though we walked back 10 minutes in the cold, I don't think this was warm to begin with. I think she just took one that she had made this morning or whatever and just put it on the thing. I don't think it was like deep fried when we ordered it. So,
yeah. There wasn't enough time for that for sure.
Yeah. It's kind of just fine. It's not like blowing my
How
mind.
about blueberry boy?
Is the blueberry good?
Oh my god. And the yogurt on the bottom? Hey girl. I went there for the fact that they had all the little buckets of cream, and I was shocked that you got one of those.
I wanted to try a hearty one because I knew we were going to get sweet ones as well. And that was the hearty one that looked most interesting. But they had other things. They had like chicken nanban. They had yurinchi. It's like a Chinese chicken thing.
This one is a nama karameru, so like raw caramel or fresh caramel.
Yeah.
And butter. I'm not excited about the butter.
You could have told her probably to hold the butter.
You pointed at that one, so it's like you wanted that one.
And then I got, your eyes just about rolled out of your mind. Whoa. I got a banana coffee. I like coffee flavor and I like banana flavor. So, wobble wobble. Is it real bananas or is it just cream?
I just want to put down right now that I think this was a bad choice.
Which one?
The one that's going in you.
It's okay. It's not like...
Look at that Eric-sized bite.
Incredible.
Wow.
But what are you talking about, man?
Oh, I'm sorry. I know that the place didn't have seating and that we've ended up like here, but this is so cool. It's so fun and so different, and I wouldn't have changed the madness of the morning.
It would have been nice if they had seats, but you're right. It is kind of interesting. They're bigger than I expected them to be. What do you think about the bread? It just feels like a delivery unit. It doesn't feel like something that's like stand out at all.
Yeah, it lets the filling.
Yeah, just kind of be its thing. It's fun how many different things they have, and I could kind of got the vibe that like they changed the things, like they have different seasonal things or whatever.
Yeah. I saw different menus.
Come on. It said like this month's like
I hate the smell of fake banana.
It doesn't really smell like fake.
You know, I'm trading blueberries for bananas. Bananas are on my shit list now.
It's all right. My mind's not blown, but it was worth trying.
Gotta get all these other flavors out of here. Morioka is within Iwate Prefecture. Prefecture being kind of like a state of Japan. And Tohoku... never mind, I messed that up. Did I mess that up?
No.
Okay, keep on going. And behind me is Iwate, the mountain. And it is huge and looming over the city and various other cities from all angles. And this is one of the mountains I get to go to and snowboard and ski with people. It's just a cool mountain. We end up driving all around it, so you get to see all the angles. Today it's a little bit shy, which reminds me of Fuji a little bit. Sometimes mountains just want to hide from you. This morning's adventure is just kind of a wander about, starting with a little bit of a river walk. A river cuts straight through Morioka and ends up meeting another river, so we might have dual river walks that happen this morning. But right now, we're just heading, you said it was north? Are we heading north?
South now, I think.
Okay, now we're going south, and it just looks like a nice little snowy walk with your great shoes.
I was not told that there would be snow.
What do you think they're skiing on? So it appears to me that some trees were planted and then some infrastructure was put up to put these fences out. There's a couple of trees along this line that all seem to be the same species, and they've decided they don't care about fences. They're putting their full weight on this metal and just dropping it down. There's a whole like fleshy side of this tree that's just chunked onto the fence. I think nature's gonna win. Eric, this is my kind of statue. I feel like we're in the living room with him right now. who's got a sofa in their statue or whatever. It's so cool. When I saw it on Google Maps, I was like, I just want to go there and see that guy. I thought it was going to be this small. I thought it was like a really small statue. I didn't realize he was this big. But as Eric kind of figured out reading the description of Inazo Nitobe, he was part of the Meiji Reformation and bringing education and enlightenment to Japan and the world, considering that he kind of worked past Japan. We don't know a whole lot about him other than dude knows how to make a statue of himself, or someone knows.
It's kind of an interesting looking stoplight. You don't usually see them on a singular pole, kind of like flower petals sticking out in that direction. I guess it makes sense because it's kind of a small little road and you gotta fit a stoplight and not have stuff all over the place. As if they're really trying to not have poles and stuff in the sky. It just caught my eye.
Other things I classically hate, castle ruins. There have been...
Wait, other things? What was the first thing?
Blueberries. Obviously. I classically hate castle ruins as well because you just end up in the woods and it's where the castle was and there's absolutely nothing there and you went to a place for no reason. Here in Morioka they do have castle ruins and I'm very surprised and happy to see that there's a fortification here of some sort. So it's not like it's all just been taken away and you're out in the middle of the woods of nowhere. Something cool is happening here, so we're gonna go investigate what's at the castle ruins. We traversed up to the top of the castle ruins. This is what you come to. That is it. This has not turned me into how much, like, to the level of which I like the blueberry. I still think that castle ruins are probably low on the liking spectrum for me.
I get the vibe in the right season this might be cool because I think we're surrounded by sakura, or at the very least ue, trees that bloom.
Oh yeah.
So I bet it's pretty cool looking, but like...
How are they growing out of the castle?
Where's the guy on top of this pedestal?
Eric's just been blathering about how there's supposed to be a man on a horse here. This isn't like Richmond, Virginia.
Well, I mean, what else is supposed to go? Like, what would this thing be for?
Maybe it's like a shrine inside. There's a body and the dude's inside it.
Where's this horse?
I don't know.
Where's the guy?
I don't know, but you guided me over here with my eyes closed, made me turn around, not look at whatever's over here. Where's this horse? What? Who stole it?
It's like that Simpsons episode, Jebediah Springfield or whatever. And they stole its head though, right? Not the whole thing. Somebody did a full caper here. Horse is gone.
Horse and all. I wonder if their horse statues have kind of a similar meaning, like how the feet are up means like how they died or something like that. I don't know if that's true, but what? Was it here? You were here.
I don't remember if it was here, yeah, when I was here last time.
It's snowing.
Is it snowing or is it just falling off the trees?
It's snowing.
You're a big snow expert now.
Yeah, I can talk to you about the density of the snow. A guest told me about the density. The thicker the density, the better for snowball making, but not for riding.
What do you prefer?
Snow.
How dedicated to the blueberry are you? They've got Iwate made blueberry juice.
Wow. I mean, obviously we should try that. I have coins. Smells blue.
cool.
It tastes like something I've had before.
Blueberries?
Nah. I guess it tastes like grape juice with a little bit of a tinge. Pretty good. I
bet there's probably grapes in here. It's kind of grapey, but it's kind of fun. It is a bit different than normal grape juice. It's all right. Good, decent blueberries. Come over to a cool little monument. Not a monument, but like a thing that they've got here in Morioka, and it's pretty famous. It's in front of the courthouse. Earlier, Katie was talking about how these trees are fighting against man-made infrastructure, and like the nature is winning. And in this case, we've got a nature on nature battle with a sakura tree busting up through this giant rock. And it's called the Ishiwari Sakura, which is like the rock-breaking cherry tree. It is symbolic of resilience and robustness and sturdiness and strength of something to persist through a difficult situation, such as a cherry tree growing through a giant boulder and breaking it in half. Apparently, like everything, the courthouse has got a mascot. I find it amusing because, you know, somebody is going to court for serious stuff. Like somebody is like in there for like a murder charge or something. You need to know they've got the little mascot plushies like in the corner at the courthouse. Yeah, like, oh, here we are. And you're like sitting there sweating like, am I going to get like the death penalty? And there's the little mascot, like really cuting it up.
But one thing that it worries me, or it doesn't worry me because I don't plan on committing any hardcore like trouble, but this guy in the picture, no hands. What did he commit? He has no hands. They just cut him right off. Do they do that here?
Iwate, man, it's crazy up in here.
No feet. I've been spending a lot of time in Iwate, and Iwate is known for 3 types of noodles. We're not going to focus on 2 of them because I'm not eating them right now. But one of them that I'm eating right now is called reimen, which means cold noodles. And I'm kind of wondering if I'm going to regret, after spending this whole morning out in the snow and the cold, these cold noodles that are sitting right here. Reimen is kind of a mix between Korean meets Japanese. It has a kimchi kind of flavor to it. You can see that there's daikon in here, which is like a large radish. And then this redness is coming from whatever makes kimchi kimchi. That's where the spiciness comes from, the twanginess comes from. Then there's a translucent noodle. It's not like ramen, it's not like udon, it's not like soba. It's its own thing, and it makes me very excited. I read that it is wheat, flour, and potato starch. If that means something to you, great. It means deliciousness to me. You end up mixing everything together, including some wonderful, from this place, I don't know if this is everywhere, but this cucumber has vinegar all over it, and it's just delectable. We've come to like this mom and pop shop, and they have their own meat that they make in the back, and it's just dry and kind of fun. I'm back for my second time here.
Does the meat have a flavor? Or is it like just a texture?
It's like beef jerky.
Oh, okay, that's good.
Like a soft beef jerky. The last time I got the regular flavor. I've upped the heat on this, so I'm quite excited to try that. So I'll just jump into the red over here. The noodles are like you don't really bite through them. They're very chewy, and I think normally I wouldn't like that, but they're just a great, not absorber, but carrier of the flavor. And it's just spicy and cold. It's heating you, but it's cold at the same time. It's just weird. And I've fallen in love with it. Every time I come to Morioka, I eat it. And I want to eat it every day.
Just coincidentally, this place also has a meal that I really enjoy. Not that I don't enjoy that, I've never actually had it. I'm going to try some of Katie's. But they have a kyde set that you can have for lunch, which is marbled beef that you then get to cook on your own in the middle of the table. Once it's cooked, it ends up looking like this. This is the one that I pre-cooked. And you will take this and then put it into the tamago, which is... It feels
like a morning show where you've already cooked everything.
The egg that I have already mixed up is a raw egg. You dip it in there and then It's very good. Very, very good. I always really like this cut of meat. And I believe it has Korean roots as well. The way that it is flavored, and I think it's just like a Korean style yakiniku type of thing. And of course you got like a bunch of other things, like a little clear soup and some probably pickled daikon. But the meat is shockingly delicious. They've done it really well. The texture was really good. Like, it's really spot on. And I don't know, it was a little, I don't know, how much was it? It was 1,450 yen, so it wasn't like a super cheap meal by Japanese standards, but that's still like $10 or whatever it is in USD dollars, so I'm not complaining. We've kind of come over to Morioka's red light district, but it's not nighttime, so nothing's popping. But what we've got here is something that happens in a lot of Japanese cities, probably all Japanese cities. Say Murio Annaijo, which is a place where you can go inside to ask for recommendations or information about local clubs. And they will be like, oh, if you like this kind of girl, you can go here. That kind of like vibe in the red lighty districts of each one of the towns. And this one is specifically interesting because it's got this swan fellow that looks like Mitt Romney as the mascot. And that's pure art.
One time I was in junior high school teaching kids, and I drew a snowman on the board. And it has 3 balls to a snowman. And the kids started laughing. They didn't understand why there were 3. They didn't know what I'd drawn. Because in Japan, they only have 2. And if you put another one on top of it, you no longer have a snowman. Eric! Look at all the construction. There's so many cranes in the street. This is something they could have scheduled for nighttime. Right now, middle of the day, we're gonna change the lights out. Kind of a weird scheduling situation, but it's cool to see all of the machines in the road.
All right, so you can now open your eyes and just kind of like look behind you.
It's your birthday! Oh, Eric, check him out. He's got the most dangerous doorstep ever. Wow. What a surprise. I love him. Yeah, we gotta take him home. You know how those people stole the horse? This is our thing we're gonna steal tonight.
This is our heist.
Yeah. Gonna rent a car. Swoop.
You know, if this thing disappears now, we're in trouble.
Delete the footage. We came over to this section to go down a very picturesque road called the Noda Salt Road, and there's also supposed to be a shrine in the area, but we keep seeing these weird signs, like the one behind me that's like Grave of the Princess Centipede. Obviously we're going to be going wherever that's pointing. And we also saw demons' handprints. We lost where the signage for the demon handprints are going, but we're gonna seek these things out. They seem so much more fun than like what I was hunting for, so I hope there's more weirdness over in this area. But we'll find out where this centipede is buried. This is a very popular tourist attraction, as you can tell. No one's been here for a while. We have found the grave of the Princess Centipede, and the story goes like this. She married into a local clan, bringing along with her an arrowhead that had been said to have killed a giant centipede. Upon her death, they built a bridge to her grave. That bridge was destroyed before they even had an opening for it. They rumored centipedes had come and destroyed it. And even more so when they rebuilt the bridge, they said they saw centipedes in the area. So I wouldn't cross a centipede if I were you. It says, remove your shoes. That's a big no. These toes are not getting any colder. So I will view from afar in delight with warm toes.
Shrines and temples that are in this style are, I hate to say this, a bit of dime a dozen. So you do find yourself maybe taking them like for granted a bit because it's like, oh, another one of these things. But when you really stop and look at them, they're amazing looking. Katie's words were ornate,
natural, and strong. A lot of those things I feel are contradictory to each other, where ornate to me never feels strong. Ornate to me means that it could break easily. So the fact that it still looks strong and resilient, that it's been there for so long, is, I like those clashes. And then ornate and natural, I kind of feel a clash there too. Natural can be ornate, but I kind of feel like it rarely is.
Yeah, but when humans get involved, the natural starts to disappear when they start to make things ornate.
Yeah,
and they
yeah.
somehow maintained it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of good adjectives to attach to such a big building. And you're right, they do kind of appear a lot, but this one got us thinking about maybe the first times we saw these structures. Where's that demon? We have found the handprints, or at least the entrance to it. And I giggled a little bit when I looked down there. Because of the little devil figurine or whatever that is. I don't know what you call those things. So the story for this one goes that there was a demon that was terrorizing the people of the area, and they prayed to a particular god or someone above to eject the demon. So that person responded by forcing the demon into these 3 rocks. He also made the demon put his handprints into the rock, but we cannot find the handprints. 2 handprints, 3 rocks, so many sides, we can't find them. There was a picture that shows these little handprints on the wall behind the rocks, but we cannot find the handprints at all. It could be that they've been worn away. It could be that they're underneath the snow. It could also just be a wild goose chase.
I don't think gooses have hands.
But they love to chase.
That's a stinker.
Make sure you get the swan.
What are you looking at, swan?
What are you looking at, swan? All right. We got definitely distracted by a lot of things, which made our time outside pretty long and cold. Eric's shoes, as we all know, suck, and I'm sure that frostbite has set in and he will not have feet anymore. But we have come into a nice little cozy, kisaten is the only word I can think to say right now, but cafe. It's got the heat on, so my hands are starting to defrost. It's got cheesecake, coffee, tea, all the things you need for a wonderful fika. Cuckoo clocks. It's 4, so we're a little late for fika today, but nonetheless, Eric, what is it too?
Wet feet.
I don't know if I definitely do that to that. You want to cheers on wet feet?
That's what I've got going on in my life right now.
Okay. To wet feet, hopefully getting dry soon. Your thoughts?
Tasty.
Tasty? I'm gonna try yours. Whoa. You're winning. Whoa. Eric, what in the living heck is this? 3 balls! Hold on. I think someone tried to make a 4th ball. What planet is this one from?
Nah, dude, that's a 2-baller and his head fell off.
It's a dead 2-baller. Do you think he got defeated by the 3-baller?
That's big balling, man.
Yeah, he's victorious. Good for you. Good morning. Might have seemed like quite an abrupt end to yesterday, but it kind of was. We both were pretty tired. I've been having a cold for a few days, and you might have already found out from my voice. And Eric started feeling like his stomach wasn't doing very well. So we just went back to the hotel room. We ordered some takeout. We enjoyed the money we were putting into that room. Slept pretty well last night, and now we're back at it. Come to the castle ruins and to the shrine attached to it. And we are going to head in for some toast set, for a morning set. Our normal, exciting thing that we do everywhere that we go. It's not exciting to anyone but us.
Well, it is good.
Yeah, it's very good. Highly recommend that you go and get a toast set or a morning set at any restaurant that serves it in Japan. Let's go do it. This doesn't look scary at all.
Toast sets are the best in the morning. We've come into a little, I don't know if Showa Jidai Kisaten, but it's a nice little cafe. So it's got an old style to it. The staff is like one older lady. She's like sweet. And she comes and takes your order, and then she goes downstairs and makes it and brings it up. And I got a pizza toast, and Katie got a tamago toast. We have then split it so we can each have a little bit of each. And the feature here is that the toast itself is quite thick. So, sorry about the stringy cheese, it looked a little bit gnarly. You have a pretty thick piece of toast, and then in this case, she's put some pizza sauce on it and, the things. So, it's not like an amazing tons of toppings, this is kind of like a basic thing. And I don't usually go for the pizza toast. I usually just go for buttered toast. But every picture on Google, was pictures of the pizza toast. So I was like, oh, she must be, known for her pizza toast. It's pretty good. I mean, it's there's not a lot to say about it. The texture is really good of the bread here. And it's just a nice experience. And this is really common for toast places to have this, exceptional type of bread. And you end up getting, some tea and the toast and a little piece of egg and all this stuff. And it's 700 yen or under, usually. And she also brought us some pineapple juice. It's little teeny tiny. It's just the stuff that comes from the supermarket. But it's good because it's in a little tiny cup. Inside this cafe, they had a display case full of Beatles memorabilia. And one thing of note that they had is a ticket stub. But not just the stub, the entire ticket from Paul McCartney's 1980 tour with Wings. The reason that that ticket stub is the full ticket and not just the stubs is because that tour didn't happen because when Paul McCartney got here, he got arrested for having marijuana in his pocket. It's a cool little thing to see just in this little cafe. some of the treachery that the Beatles bring to Japan.
It's today. Are we going? So apparently this flower shop has declared that today, Friday, January the 31st, is Beloved Wife's Day. Give it to me. Give it to me. Oh, wow, we're celebrating this every year. The reason that we came over here is because this is a flower vending machine. And Eric Klein, I think you're going to need to drop bank, get me some flowers. It's Beloved Wife's Day. Sometimes you get in a crappy situation with transport. So in a very short explanation, we rented a car to avoid having to deal with transportation that was insufficient. In the long, we would have had to take a train to a taxi and then try to get a taxi back or hitchhike, or we would have had to try to take a bus that no longer runs in the winter months. So all of that was going to be really, really expensive. Then I went online. I was looking up Toyota Rent-A-Car because that's my jam. I really like Toyota Rent-A-Car overall. But for 6 hours for a car, they wanted to charge us 8,000 yen. So that's about $60 USD. Started wandering around. I saw a budget Rent-A-Car and I thought to myself, oh, it's an American company. It's going to end up being much more expensive than Toyota Rent-A-Car. And then I thought about the word budget. And I was like, that's a pretty important word. Maybe it'll be in my budget. So I went onto their website. They were charging 3,000 yen for a car for 6 hours. That's ridiculous. Then on top of that, because I'm a new customer, I got 10,000 yen off of that. And then
1,000 yen.
Oh, yes. 1,000 yen. Oh, they were giving me money. Sorry, bad math. And then on top of that, I got another 500 yen off because I have a gold license, which means I haven't had any traffic infractions or accidents in the last 5 years or so. So this is a cheap-ass car that we get to have for 6 hours. Gonna call him cheap-ass. And he did a great job getting up here. We want to come to a farm, and the farm is not at the station. Farms are not near thoroughfares or the train station. It's not going to be in the city. So now we're going to go and do what Eric likes to do best, which is see the cows. All right, so we've gotten into the farm. We have walked around. It is not obvious to us where the cows live. And we don't think that cows really like snow. And there's a lot of snow outside, so we think we're in one of the buildings. So we just headed towards a building. We're inside of it now. It's this building right here. It's the Cultural Property Gallery. And we peruse the stuff. But if you wanted to go and find the cows, where do you find the cows? There's like nothing listed on here.
Katie. That's the cow house number 1.
Oh, I thought the parking lot. That's what I thought the parking lot was.
You gotta read it. That's cow house number 2, number 3. There's all sorts of cows over here.
We went in way the wrong direction then. I shouldn't trust you in the leadership of finding the cows.
When we live stream on Twitch, we use these little rubber chickens to say thank you to people for subscribing. So when they sub, they get a squeak. And the first little rubber chicken that I found was on a stream, sort of just turned into a joke because of that out of a vending machine. But it's been really hard to find these chickens now out of vending machines, but we need spares. And we have found a vending machine, not a vending machine, Gotcha. And we found one for some reason up at this farm. Like they've got leftover ones. They've been like discontinued everywhere else.
Which one are you trying to get?
Anything but the black one, because I have 2 black ones. If I can get the pink one, I'd be really happy. That'd be best. But you know that's the one I'm not gonna get.
I'm looking forward to the glow in the dark one.
I'd like that this chicken comes in an egg. Okay, now I gotta open this thing on camera. I think we have good news. I don't know how to open the damn thing.
You or me? Do we need to trade places?
There's just not an open spot. Hold on. Can you do it?
Oh my god.
We'll be right back. All right, I got the plastic off. It is actually egg-shaped too. It's pretty nice. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. What? It's not a chicken.
What the crap is that?
It's an egg. From the egg. I was getting a chicken. Got a squeaky egg.
That's not even on the thing.
Oh, it is back here. I just didn't notice it. It's like that's like a black star or something like back there. Not bad.
It's got a different color on the label. Orangey. But I don't know if that means anything different.
Yeah, the last one had a pink dot and we had a black egg.
Okay, now I'm back into the same situation as you were in, but I'm...
Oh, wow. Shows it.
I got a au natural. I would say that does kind of match the orange button. Dude, this is a bad day for this chicken. He looks gross.
He was just born. Nobody was ripping on you when you first popped out.
Should we go again? He doesn't even squeak. I'm over. It feels like abuse. You think he's gonna come like back into shape, or this is the... You need to do like a slow B-roll of enchantment. We found these little igloos. We've also been wanting to eat lunch. We still have not found any cows, but that's okay. At least we're finding some fun things. Turns out that you can eat your lunch inside of one of these igloos. You can make nabe, which is kind of like a soup with meat and veggies. Eric has chosen to go veggie style. I think we're going to keep away from hurting our little friends that we're trying to find. There might still be meat in there, but don't tell anyone. Yeah, so we're going to go into the little igloo. I'm going to take my backpack off because it was hard going in there last time. And we get to eat inside there.
I'm not sure if I've ever been in an igloo before, at least not for an extended time period, and never alone. Katie has gone to the restroom. I've been here by myself, just sitting here. And it's really, really quiet inside of this thing. Like the snow is just swallowing any sound from the outside world. And it feels like you're in like a sensory deprivation container or something. It's also a bit cold. Welcome back.
Wow. Tomatoes and all. Yeah, that's like totally enough for 2 people.
I have ended up with one of my favorite things to eat. It's vegetables. I just love vegetables in any form, and in a form like this, they're especially good. So I've got a nabe going that is a tomato base and a bunch of different vegetables. We've got potatoes, we've got kabocha, we've got cabbage, we've got onions. I can just look at things and name vegetables. I'm really good at this. And it's been cooking for a few minutes here inside of our igloo. Did I mention we're in an igloo? And I'm going to go ahead and just jump in. And like Katie called in advance with like absolute precision, there is meat in the vegetable thing. Like it didn't mention that on the menu. It was like, this is just vegetables, but there's actually another thing of meat here as well. So that's a slippery son of a bitch. And the noteworthy thing that they have done here, aside from putting us, there's a lot of noteworthy things. We're in an igloo right now. They've put cheese in here that is cheese from the local cows that apparently exist that we haven't seen. So we've got some in the nabe that are boiling, and then we've got a couple of different types of cheese on this plate over here. And I'm just going to munch into this because it looks like Katie already did. Maybe there's a mouse in here.
I did.
And I kind of expect, yeah, that's a lot of flavor. It's good. Japanese cheese is kind of not usually got a tack to it, but because we're at a farm that is specifically a dairy farm from the 1800s, I'm not surprised that they are doing cheese a little bit more properly. It's difficult to choose which vegetable to get into first.
Kabocha!
Kabocha. Kabocha is like a Japanese pumpkin. So how hot do we think this is going to be? You think it's going to be hot?
You have to blow on it 3 times. That's the key to eating. 3 is the magic number.
Maybe just 2 blows?
No, we're going to watch you burn your face. How many times did you blow?
So good. It was a perfect temperature. It's so good. And I'm also using not the right chopsticks. I'm supposed to use these for getting it out, not eat off of it, but here we are. They look about normal size in my hand.
Yeah. That's going to be hot. That's going to be hot. Oh. That commitment was impressive. Do you think you're going to regret that?
No, it tastes really good. The tomato sauce-based, tomato-based nabe isn't something... I don't know if I've ever had a nabe tomato-based. Obviously, I've had tomato soups and stuff. And it's just kind of a nice... It's like a full flavor, of course. And we've got, some rice. Rice has been sitting for a little while. And Katie ordered a little thing of stew just because we didn't really feel like we needed 2 full meals this big. So she's got a little stew on the side that seems like it's fine. Not really exciting or anything. This is exciting. This is sizzling, baby. It was a little bit too big for igloos.
Yeah. They didn't make them that big. Are they still making Eskimos?
I don't think we're allowed to use that word.
That's a bad word.
I don't know.
After significant investigation, We have been to the edges of the farm, to where we are allowed to go. We have seen no cows. So I asked someone who works here, and they said, you can't see them in the winter. So the whole goal of today, it wasn't even possible from the beginning. But it got us to rent a car, which has been pretty fun. It got us eaten in an igloo, which was pretty fun. I don't know if we're going to do more, but this is the closest you're going to get to a cow today. Hi, 大丈夫です。Holy! You need glasses!
This is nuts. It's super quick. We're getting like covered in snow from the thing. This is wild.
This is insane! Oh shit.
You okay?
Yeah, I think I'm looking for your glove.
Oh.
Wow!
楽しかった。
とっても楽しかった。ありがとうございます。
So they've got this thing where they can like pull you around on a sled, and I think sometimes you see like somebody getting pulled around on a sled, and you're thinking like little kid stuff, so it's not going to be that big of a deal. This shit was visceral.
Yes.
This shit was visceral.
There was snow flying everywhere. I had to close my eyes. I'm just screaming the whole time.
The machine too, you're smelling like the exhaust from the machine, you're getting hit with that. And then the bottom of the thing you're sitting in is thin, so you're feeling the texture of this like snow just all over your legs and your feet, and you're just slamming around, and he's like throwing you around the corners. It's like 600 yen per person, absolutely worth it. It was a ton of fun.
I wouldn't mind giving, like, I could see like giving him like 2,400 and just be like, go to town. Yeah. I might not live through this.
You might end up freezing to death though, because like it is pretty cold getting blasted.
I wouldn't be shooting video for that one. That one would be me conquering that. I'm gonna need snow goggles and a life jacket.
Yeah, if you rolled in there with the right gear, maybe, but you really are getting blasted with a lot of cold stuff. It was really fun. I'm glad that we did that.
I'm very glad that we came here today. I feel like it was an expensive little adventure though. It could have been more expensive. We saved a lot by renting the car. Yeah. But this is a little bit expensive for not seeing a cow.
Yeah, yeah. If you saw a cow, like it would feel like, oh, this is all justified.
We dressed up the snowmobile as a cow.
We could just dress up you as a cow. It'd be just fine.
Okay.
New fetish unlocked. Do y'all get some ice cream?
Sure.
When you come to a farm, you must get the soft cream. They've given this with a spork though. This is really not the normal utensil. Whoa, what's it crunching? Oh, there's
cornflake.
Cornflakes.
Cornflakes. It's more fun to say a lot of things in katakana.
It's really cold. What are we doing to ourselves?
I eat ice cream in the cold all the time.
All right.
I am addicted to popsicles. It doesn't matter. I will eat a popsicle pretty much any time.
To the cows. To the essence of cow.
To the essence of cow.
It's smooth. Mm-hmm. Every once in a while you come and you get one of these at a farm and it's like they make it with like the local like dairy products, blah blah blah, and you eat it and you're like, it's a little bit like crunchy or it doesn't have a good texture. Icy, but this one is really smooth and nice. Yeah.
Talented cows.
You're doing good work. When I saw the chocolate sundae though, I didn't realize we were going to be getting cornflakes. I thought we were just going to be getting chocolate. Probably would have I just wanted the ice cream and the chocolate. I don't think the cornflakes, you feel like you're getting gypped a little bit because like, you think that the ice cream is more expensive than the cornflakes, right?
Man, I saw those cornflakes. I was like, awesome.
Oh
I was yelling at someone recently. I was like, you got to have the crunch. And he looked at me and he went, hey, you got to have the crunch. I know what I'm doing. Even cheap asses navigation, expected cows. So we both had a little thought about Morioka as a city that's been put on a list shortly below London as a place for you to go and see. I can see interest, but I can also see cities in Japan that I think are more worth your while.
Agreed.
So that's my thought on that.
Yeah, it's definitely not a bad place, but it's also like I just don't see the remarkableness of it when it's on a list of like world cities of places to go and visit.
Yes.
So that list is a little bit surprising. And sometimes I wonder if somebody's like greased some pockets to like get tourism in or something. Is there some sort of nefarious
How
things
many
in the
yens did
background?
that cost?
Yeah, I don't know, man. Maybe
Yeah, that totally feels like that.
It's not that it's bad. It's just like when it's, I don't know, I just think about like a nearby city that to me has more pop. It's like Sendai. Mm-hmm. Like there's just more going on in Sendai. It's got a cool vibe, you know, and it's not that Morioka is like a bad place.
I just don't get it.
I just don't understand why it would be on a list. Yeah. But
you might be wondering why we're here in the first place. Like, I'm doing ski tours here, and I usually get 2 days between ski tours. So I'm hanging out with Eric, and then we're going to go and play in the mountains. So we're almost on our way there.
So she gets to go on tours up in the mountains and then come down to Morioka as kind of like a home base for a couple of days between some of the tours. Yeah. So this was the longest gap. So that's why I came up and we got to hang out a bit.
But I basically just come up here, sit in a hotel room, and eat ramen every day.
So you don't usually actually do any exploring?
No. This was like my first time to get out there and truly feel it. And it was certainly fun.
Yeah, it was fun.
Oh my God. Got whiplash, dude.
Yeah. The only problem, like legitimate complaint, is the lack of cows that I got to hang out with.
Yeah, but I was like, Eric needs some cows in his life, and then completely didn't get any. I wish I had pulled out like a soft cow right now. I did not buy one.
I think that it would be worth coming up here in the summertime, maybe on Scooty, and just blasting around the mountains and seeing some of the things that are kind of harder to get to. Like there's areas that we wanted to go check out, but the mountain passes are just closed right now. So. And
it makes me wonder, with that list, what time of year were they talking about?
That's a good question.
And we only know that it's on the list. We didn't read what they wrote at all.
I've only been here in the winter, so I've never seen it in the summertime, so who knows. But it's part of Tohoku. Tohoku's a nice region, so it has potential.
You should come. Go skiing. Find me. Let's do it.
Well, London first.
Yes, then Morioka.
Then Morioka. Inside that little cafe, they've got a case full of Beatles memorabilia. It's hard to say.
It's dead. Or frozen. Seal that back up. Because the moment the ice thaws, straight to the sky.
I don't want to be in the shot at the beginning. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So, you gotta tell me, can you see me?
No, I can't see you.
Okay.
He unified Mitsubishi, that's why. I read his stuff. That man helped me get paid. I asked if they're selling the
shirt
cow wow jackets.
She said no.
Nah.
It might be recording.
It is. Dude, leave it to the unattended cows for all the fun. Even though they're not here, they've brought all the fun. Absent cows, that's the word I was looking for, not unattended. Oops. Yeah. Eric, on this very important holiday of the beloved wife's day, did you have a good day?
The day was pretty good. Like, I think the wife was pretty good.
Was I well-behaved?
Yeah, well, the behaved wife's day, was it beloved? Bereaved?
Behaved. That's like never. No pony.
Thanks to everybody who supports our videos over at Patreon. If you'd like to help us keep making videos and get some cool perks, check it out, linked below.